Hey comradeskis, several years ago I was amongst the early adopters of VR. I ordered my VR headset, the Oculus Dev Kit 1, then I ordered the Dev Kit 2, and I was really convinced that VR would change the gaming world as we know it. Now, several years later, after having played countless hours on my HTC Vive, my PSVR and testing an Oculus as well, I'm not so convinced anymore. And here's my reasons why I am going to put VR in the fridge for now. Okay, aside from Bethesda releasing all these big franchises into VR, which are getting mixed reviews by the way, VR is currently lacking big system sellers. If you look at classic gaming, why did I buy a PlayStation during the days and why did I keep on buying other PlayStations? It's very simple. They had Final Fantasy and they had Metal Gear Solid. Name me one title that currently is polished enough to be a system seller. Of course we have Swordmaster VR, we have Onward, we have Gorn, but it's simply not the same. It's not a title, or those are not titles for which you would say, okay, I'm going to drop $1,000 on a system to play the shit out of those games.
Shut up and take my money!
There just aren't any titles like that. On an average working day, I just want to come home, relax, do the stuff I have to do, and then just play some games. But I can't really relax when I have to run around, walk around, and put a big goggly thing to my face, blasting pixels straight into my eyes. Are you ready for a really sweaty vibe? Yeah, man. Oh my god. A real swordsman. A real swordsman never backs out of a sweaty channel bucket. And don't get me wrong, VR is really cool to do, but it's not the same as just sitting a cup of tea, sitting behind your screens, and playing some Warhammer 2. I'm just saying. I currently have this pretty good setup with a GTX 980, an i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, but I can't play everything anymore. To play every game decently, and I'm mostly talking about games like Project Cars, which came out recently, the second one, which requires a 1080 GTX to play. This is like having to spend $700 to play a new game. And I know that Oculus has this minimum range of like a GTX 970, but you're not going to play anything anymore. You need visual fidelity, you want your graphics to be great, you want to be immersed in the game, but it's going to keep on costing a lot of money just to be able to play the newest games. And last but not least, to me, the technology is not up to par yet. It will be a while before we see the HTC Vive 2 or even an Oculus Rift 2, because the focus is currently going to augmented reality, standalone VR headsets. And I know Nvidia and Oculus and HTC are having some pretty cool stuff lined up. So you could ask yourself, what needs to be in a VR headset before you can call it a commercial success? To me, the first thing that needs to be included in a new VR headset is full VO rendering and eye tracking. Why? It simply reduces the amount of stress your GPU is under. Currently, it has to render 2 images at the same time, but then it only has to render like this tiny piece, just what your eyes are looking at, in a decent resolution, and the rest it can just blur a bit or render in less detail. So that would be a big game changer. The second to me is a wider viewing angle. I feel like I'm wearing goggles when I'm using the HTC Vive or the PSVR, and it really takes away from a lot of the immersion. So yeah, that's why to me it's worth at least waiting 5 more years until really spending the money on having a good VR headset and platform. I would like to know what you think about the state of VR as a platform and its evolution. Let me know down here in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe to our channel to stay updated about everything that's going on Realiti Virtualski. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. See ya.